Okay, neighbors, so I have a 9 by 13 casserole dish here. I have 10 sausages in my casserole dish, and I have 2 small pork chops. I'm going to be baking these in the oven. I'm pricking them with a knife because I want the juices, some of the juices to come out and into the dish so I can make a nice delicious gravy later. I sliced up some shallots and I put them also in the casserole dish. I'm just going to add some salt. So how is everybody doing? Just doing a voiceover. A lot of stuff going on in the house, so it's just sometimes easier to do the voiceover. Going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over the top. And we can't forget a little bit of pepper. Need a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to add like a teaspoon or so of some minced garlic that I have. I'm just getting out of the fridge. I wanted to make a video that has a little bit of an Irish flair to it. Now last year I did a cold cannon with some sausage, and I'll leave a link to that. And when I was making this, I was like, oh my goodness, potatoes and sausage again for my little bit of an Irish dinner. I have some other recipes in mind, hopefully that I'll get around to before St. Paddy's Day. But in the meantime, let's enjoy this one. I'm going to add a little bit of frozen peas and carrots. Probably not quite a half a cup's worth that I had left in this bag that I wanted to use up. And I figured it'd be delicious with this, you know, a little bit more veggies with the potatoes and the sausage. Oh, and another link I want to leave for you all is I did a Guinness chocolate cake with a Guinness frosting last year, and oh my goodness, it was delicious. And I'm hoping to do another dessert as well before St. Patrick's Day. There's my doggie. I needed to show you all. This is how I work in the kitchen around my doggie. Her name is Jerri-ellen, for those of you who don't know. She's a wire fox terrier, and I love her so much. She's my best buddy. And we spend just about every minute of every day together, don't we, Jerri-ellen? She's my girl. And I've been peeling potatoes here and cutting them up, you know, half decent sizes, but relatively the same size-ish, so that they can cook relatively, I guess, at the same time. You know, that's the goal. I don't want some of them not cooked and the other ones too cooked. So yeah, I just try to cut them up basically the same, as much as you can anyway. Just taking off a little bit of parts that I might have missed that don't look so hot, or a little bit of peeling that's left on there. Gave them a good wash and some cold water, getting them put on the hub. But first, I gotta add a little bit of salt. Or you gotta have some salt with potatoes. You gotta salt the water, or they would be very, very bland otherwise. So I got them now boiling away. I'm just going to give you a little peeky poo at what's inside the oven here. Look at those. They're coming along nicely. My oven is preheated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Put Celsius across there for you all. Now, right here, what I am doing, I thought I had the camera going because I was showing you how long and luscious looking these green onions were that I keep in my refrigerator, and they grow really, really well in there. I change the water a few times a week. I keep them in a mason jar, just enough water to cover the roots a little bit. And I put them in the refrigerator, and they last and they last, and they grow and they grow, and I cut them back and they grow, and I cut them back and they grow, and they'll last quite a long time actually, and they're really tasty, and they don't go all limp and yucky on you. So anyway, a little tipperoni, if you want to follow that little bit of a tip. If you like green onions as much as us, we always have some in the fridge. Anyway, I'm cutting these up for my champ in a little bit. So another thing I have here is I have 2 cups of beef broth in my measuring glass there, and this that I'm putting in a mason jar is called Easy Blend. And I use that sometimes for making a gravy, or you can use cornstarch, flour, whatever, but I like this easy blend sometimes. So I put about 3 tablespoons of it in the mason jar and some of my beef broth, because I'm going to give it a good shake because I want to make sure there's no lumps, because I want to make a gravy. So let's shake it on up. Yeah, this is I'm telling you now, we were all happy with this supper that we had. It was delicious. I don't know if you've ever had champ mashed potatoes before, or if you ever baked your sausage and then made a gravy and baked it a bit more in that. But anyway, if you didn't and you want to give it a try, I recommend, because it is really good. Now what I'm doing here is I just want to strain through this little wire mesh strainer my mixture that I had there, just to double checked for no lumps, because nothing worse than having lumps in your gravy. So doing it again, and I'm confident that my gravy is going to be lump free. So yes, and diddly doodly. Let's wipe the counter there, Jerry. So I'm just going to take out my sausage and my pork chops there, because I want to pour this gravy solution that I just put together on over this and put it back in the oven for 15 minutes or so, just so that it thickens up. And I'd rather start off this way. I put the 3 tablespoons in of the easy blend in that, and if the gravy ends up being a little bit too thick, you can add a little bit more water, a little bit more beef broth. It's easier to thin it out than to thicken it up. And it's already looking really delicious. It only needs a few more minutes in the oven, and it's going to be ready. So 15-20 minutes before you think your sausage is done, like check it with your meat thermometer, and if it's getting close to done, do your gravy solution, pour it on over, and return it to the oven. I'm adding a few teaspoons or a tablespoon of Worcestershire. Oh, Papparoni told me how to say it too, and I think I forgot. Anyhow, and I'm also going to add, what am I going to add? Oh yeah, dark soy sauce. I like adding a little bit of dark soy sauce, but if you don't have, don't worry about it. Just a few teaspoons of that, just to darken up the gravy. It's more for color. It doesn't really add any flavor. Dark soy sauce, when it's added to things, it's more for color, and that's it. So if you don't have it, don't worry about it. It doesn't change the flavor having it anyways. So just giving that a little mix around, and I'm going to return it to the oven. So now my potatoes are done, and I strained all the water off, and I let them sit for a minute or two just to let them dry out a little bit so that they're not all too wet before I start doing my mash. I add a little bit of salt, salt to taste, but like I say, you do need salt with potatoes. And I like adding milk, and I add 1/4 cup at a time until I get the consistency and texture of the mash that my family enjoys. So what am I doing? Oh, okay, that was getting my potato masher out of the cupboard there. I'm just going to add myself a little bit of butter. Everything's better with butter. And giving that an old masheroonie. And I'll add a little bit more milk, like I say, 1/4 cup at a time, mash it up some more. And you basically make the mashed potatoes the way that your family enjoys. Sometimes I take a hand mixer and I use that to really blend them up. And sometimes I just use the hand masher. So it's all personal preference, really. But this is just basically what you do. So once you're happy with the consistency and everything of your mashed potato, this is going to be when you add your green onions that you prepared earlier. So you add them in, and they do somewhat kind of cook with the heat, but they still have some bite to them, and it's so good. If you never tried this, you have to try it. And another thing that I like to add to my champ potatoes is some chives. Now, I have some dried chives in the cupboard that I'm going to get out, and I'm going to add like half a tablespoon to a tablespoon. Now, this is not necessary. You don't have them, don't even worry about it. Just to put as much green onion in as you enjoy, or as you think your family is going to enjoy. And it's so tasty. It's awesome. That's all I got to say. Like, who's going to complain about mashed potatoes? And then you just amped it up by putting this stuff in it. It's awesome. I just have to do quality control here, my friends, and take a tasty pool, make sure it's all seasoned up well enough for my family, because I do love them and I don't want to give them something that is not tasty. Well, so I decided to put a little bit of pepper in there because I didn't have it. So yeah, absolutely wonderful. Wait till you see it all come together with the gravy and the sausage, and just, it's all goodness. Okay, friends, I'm going to get the plate ready here. And while I'm getting that ready, I'm just going to chit-chat with you for a second. I was going to put up a video on Friday, but I'm going to see you all after the weekend. We're going to take Friday as family. It would be my oldest son. It would have been his birthday Friday. And we're just going to take time just to spend time talking and remembering him. And yeah, so I'm not going to be putting up my Friday fish video this Friday. But I want to thank you all for just your friendship, your support, your love. Like, it means more to me than you'll ever know, and more to me than I could ever tell you. So it truly does. Now, I just got this plate put together. I did Graham's better looking plate. That's what I took a picture of, Graham's, because mine, I just kind of threw it there. Just do my tasty poo. And it's so good. The gravy turned out very good. Yeah, I just use the beef broth that I use is like, it's in a bottle and it's liquidy. And it's Knorr concentrated stuff, and you just add a little bit of it to some water, and it makes a really nice broth for gravy. Anyway, this was delicious. I appreciate you all. I think you're wonderful. There's my champ potatoes, up close and personal. Cut a piece of this sausage here. It's just so good. A town down from us a bit, or west of us, kind of, sort of. Anyway, they have a place that has Irish sausage, like Canadian made in the Irish way. And it's really good, but I didn't get to the store. I used to live closer to a couple of places that sold Irish kind of sausage. But the town I live in here, I couldn't find any, and haven't since I moved here. Anyway. It was delicious being here. Talk to you later. Bye.